All right. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Blind, brought to you by Tetra Hearing. Go check them out at tetrahearing.com. And speaking of Tetra Hearing, our giveaway this week is a set of Alpha Shields from Tetra Hearing. To win those, you know what to do. Be subscribed to the Heartland Waterfowl YouTube. You can like and comment on any of these Behind the Blind videos and any of the hunting videos that we have been posting. We just had our second day of hunting here. And so go check that out right now. That should be live. And that enters you to win the set of Alpha Shields from Tetra Hearing. So we got someone new with us today. Rob, have you ever done this?
I haven't.
Oh, Rob's first time too.
First timer.
So
First
Rob
timer.
Nicolay from High Plains Wing Shooters. Of course, Alex Diasadu, Aaron Garcia of High Plains Wing Shooters, and Justin Chaz Michaels. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. We're good to have you. I guess we can just jump right into it. Today's hunt.
Brutal.
Yeah.
It was a cold one.
It was cold. It was cold. I think when we set up, it was like, I don't know, -5, -10 wind chill. Yeah. And we knew that the wind, I guess you could call it, would be a factor because we didn't really have any all day. It's supposed to be east, which if they say east, it's 0. I don't care if they say 8 or 10. Yeah, it's going to be 0. And so we got set up and, of course, got our heaters going in the blind, which,
That was a struggle.
we did have some heater issues, which kind of caused you to panic there a little bit. You didn't have your heat.
Very much so.
You probably just sit in the truck.
I probably would have if we wouldn't have gotten them lit. So.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. We were talking about it on our end of the blind. It's like when it's that cold, if you were in an A-frame, you're not sitting out there like we sat out there.
No.
Like you just couldn't do it, especially if there's some wind ripping through those.
Yep.
We've put the buddy heaters in the A-frames, and it's kind of nice to keep your hands close to or keep your, get your boots close to it. But like when you're down in those pit blinds, I wish I had I should have bought like a thermometer at the store today or something just to see, because it's probably 60. Like no joke, it's probably 60s in there.
It's warm.
To the point where sometimes you have to strip off your jacket, and it's awesome.
Or stand up and get some cold air.
It is. It's funny because when you can close the tops and you can really trap that heat in there. I was like needing to stand up to get a little cool air, and I looked down the end of the blind, and it's just steam rolling out the end of the blind. Like it looks like there's a sauna going on over there. I look back down there, and Aaron's huddled up, and the orange glow is just. He's probably got more of a tan today just from all the heat from down
good.
over there.
Oh, it feels so good.
But it's an absolute game changer. I think it's an absolute must, and a huge benefit of hunting out of the pit blind because you're comfortable. Yep. So when you're having to wait the geese out, which we did today, you got to be comfortable. And we thought that, we had talked about it before about today was a 1 o'clock cutoff time because it's Friday. And with it being so cold, we weren't sure if the birds were really going to fly. Like we were like, man, it might be that 11 o'clock, 11:30. Maybe we'll get some migrators rolling in. And we saw some birds get up off the river and fly. Most that we did see were on a different flight line. And then the birds that did come over us, which there really weren't that many that flew today, which is very surprising, just didn't really want to give us a look. We had one, which was so crazy because we had a group of 30 or so that came in, and the first turn they made, one just touched wingtips and went straight down to the ground, like 10 yards from the blind. And I was like, oh, this is it. Like they're going to make one more swing. At least we're going to suck down 4, 5, 10. Nope. They did the little 2 little swings and then said, all right, see you later. And that single was all she wrote for the day.
And they seemed responsive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm with you. Like, I figured we'd at least get one good go at them.
Yeah. You know what I blame it on? Those snow geese. Because they were spinning good, and then those 4 snow geese came out of nowhere and joined the group, and they said, I guess it's time to go.
Jeez. Those snows must be lost. As cold as it is.
I think they're going around just
Yeah.
telling the geese to.
They should be sunbathing in Texas by now.
Yeah, you'd think so.
You'd think.
They're behind the 8 ball, I guess. But, you know, this giant cold front that we're having right now is definitely the talk of every waterfowl hunter across the flyways right now, because not only are the brutal temperatures tomorrow morning, it's going to be a -40 wind chill. So not only are, these brutal temperatures here in Wyoming or in Nebraska pushing their way to Colorado, like those temperatures are making their way all the way down through Kansas. At home in Kansas City, I think tomorrow the wind chill's like -20 there. So it's not that much warmer that far. So, and even the guys in Oklahoma and North Texas, like they may not feel the effects of that brutal of cold, but they're going to see the ripple effect of the birds wanting to push down, right? So this is what everyone's been waiting for, but kind of like we talked about yesterday, it's almost like it's a couple days of a state of shock because you went from one extreme to the other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, mid to upper 30s to sub-zero temperatures is huge.
Yep. And we went out and scouted tonight, and you took your truck around and drove. We drove a couple places to look at a few birds, and they just, in my personal opinion, I thought, okay, well, we didn't really see them fly too much this morning. They're definitely going to feed in the afternoon because they didn't really yesterday.
Correct.
And that didn't really seem to be the case, which kind of is mind-boggling to me that they didn't feed 2 days in a row. But I don't know if it's just a state of shock of them being so cold and wanting to conserve energy, or, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm kind of with you. I think it's the same thing. It's just that big change, but I think we've been so warm for so long that I think they're just full. Like they don't have to. And when it was warm, like it was more they're coming out just to kind of stretch. I think that they're full right now. So
yeah.
But I think in the next day or two, like thanks you're gonna.
I think tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day where they're gonna go, guys. We've been cold now for 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's brutally cold today. Like we have to eat.
Yeah.
We have to eat. I mean, it's got to be. You'd have to think that they're kind of that brain is almost like switching to survival mode.
Yep. Let's sure hope, because today was a long one.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are doing the same thing. They're going out and they're hunting, and those extreme fluctuations, I feel like on any end of the spectrum, can just kind of make them weird, for a day or two until it seems like you guys probably have some really cold until Tuesday of next week or so, and then it kind of levels back out to.
Yeah, we start getting back in like low mid 30s.
Yeah, Wednesday looks like mid 30s.
Yeah, so you should really start beating on them then.
Wow, sure. So.
And a lot of times around here, when we start getting new birds in, I've been getting reports up north that there's birds pushing down. When they come in here, they'll sit for a few days, especially with these cold temps. They're just going to stay on the river and just kind of rest once they get
their
here.
Bearings and figure it out, start getting into a routine.
And when they start pouring out, be ready. I mean, it's go time.
Can you remember a time that you've hunted in this cold of temperatures? Like, I mean, -40 isn't you don't see that every year. I mean, we saw it last year during that polar vortex before Christmas Kansas, for 1 day.
Yep.
But I mean, how often are you seeing -40 wind chills?
Not very often. I think what was it, COVID year? That year that on the very last day of season, it was -30s, 40s. I mean, it was, and birds, I mean, it was noon before they flew, but I mean, like, we could have killed every single bird on that water that day. I mean, every single thing came into us. It was the most unbelievable day I've ever seen.
That's cool. That's cool. It's one of those where not only is it memorable because it's so cold and those days really seem to stick out in your mind, but then when you have an experience like that.
Yeah, it was amazing for sure.
Well, hopefully we have a day like that tomorrow where we go, man, do you remember the time that we almost lost all our fingers? But we killed all those geese that just gave it up perfectly. No, we're going to be fine. I think the game plan going into tomorrow is, because it is so cold, that those birds definitely are not going to fly until sometime in the afternoon.
I say noon at the earliest, absolute earliest.
Yeah. So I think the game plan tomorrow is we're going to go out and set up at around 10 o'clock. And not only is it a safety thing, but I think it's just the smarter thing to do. And the nice part about, with it being frozen and having the pit blinds, and we can drive the trucks out there.
Yep.
We can go ahead and throw the heaters in the pit blinds, get them starting to warm up, get all your stuff in there. And then if you want to set decoys for 20 minutes and then go sit in your truck for a half hour and warm up, you can do that.
Yeah, very true.
You can sit in your truck until you see the first bird start flying if you really wanted to, which is probably what we would be doing if it's super, super cold and we're hunting out of A-frames. But I'm going to bring me a bunch of food and snacks and just
might as well
curl right up in that. Yeah, hunker down right in that pit blind.
Some hand warmers. For sure.
Yeah. What about you? How do you feel about hunting in the super cold.
In the super cold?
Yeah.
I usually like to close the lids like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Close those wood lids, crank the heaters up, and listen for the honk. You start listening, hear the honk, you start opening it up, and
we did make that joke today, like, let's just close all the doors up, and then if we hear some decoys flapping around and stuff, then maybe we'll poke our heads out and see what's going on.
And undoubtedly, that happens more times than not.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, didn't today. It would have been nice. But, yeah, I mean, I've had that happen tons of times.
Yeah.
Like you hear them, and you open up, and they're on the ground, or, they've already gone by you, but.
Yeah.
And they're working.
Heaven forbid you miss one or two flocks, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, when it's good, it doesn't matter.
Agreed.
Yep. And I think, did Montana close yesterday?
I'm not positive. I
feel like I saw something that said that yesterday might have been the last day. So they're done with having to deal with the cold.
Man, that's kind of a tough one, though. I mean, because I'm sure they ended strong.
Yeah.
And they didn't have them for quite a little while either, it seemed like.
No.
Because they were north of them.
I know, and it's just been a weird year. It's just been a very, very weird year. But people are going to be able, all the places that are still open now are really going to enjoy what should be a very, very good December. Very good January. I don't even know what year I'm in anymore. After a while, after these long days of hunting and being out in the cold, it starts to wear on you. What do you think, Jazz? You excited?
Oh, yeah. I had fun today, too. I mean, that's hunting. That's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, you're not always going to get them, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good time in the blind, making fun of each other and telling jokes and having a good time.
For sure.
But tomorrow they got to feed. I got to think.
You would think.
And we were kind of talking about this earlier. I mean, there's no way they pushed out of here.
No.
I
don't foresee it. No way.
If anything, we should have been seeing more birds push in, which I think a couple of the guys were saying that they saw some migrating flocks come in today. And
Garrett was saying, I think he saw half dozen new flocks, and I mean that's what he saw. And when you're with clients, it's like you're probably spending more time talking to them than watching the skies,
hanging out and looking up. Or us, we were just hanging in our pit blind with our lid shut, so we definitely weren't looking.
You never know what came in on the river there, right?
No. It's definitely a unique situation to be in, and for all of you guys out there that are, I guess, have hunted in it now that you're probably watching this the next day, is just be safe, right? When it's that cold, there's nothing, there's no goose, there's no duck, there's nothing worth doing something risky, or make sure you have a solid plan set up, letting people know what you're doing, not hunting by yourself. Like, you just got to be safe in these conditions, because it doesn't take very long for you to be outside in a -40 wind chill for some serious bad things that could potentially happen.
That's the truth. I mean, I feel like my fingers were frozen to the bone. I mean, and even trying to light the heaters. I mean, in the pit, and I was just freezing cold. I couldn't imagine if a guy got stuck outside, or you rolled your ankle, or heaven forbid anything happened.
Especially hunting anywhere. If you're even near water, like, it's just be safe, right? That's the number one thing.
Yep. We got frostbite last year in Kansas on the cold hunt. I did anyways.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we had the little blisters and the bubbles along the edges of your fingers.
Oof.
My hands got so cold. The problem is
it was
on that hunt.
Yeah, that was a good hunt.
The problem on that hunt was, since we were hunting that little tiny hole in the creek, when you go pick up ducks, your gloves would kind of get a little bit wet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, mine got so wet that they started freezing to things, and I had to dump the gloves. So then I was just gloveless, but I was keeping my hands in my pockets, holding on to hot hands, which was working okay until we had to pick up. And I didn't have any gloves to pick up with. So I'm trying to get stuff picked up, get to the truck, and my hands got so cold that I had to have somebody else, and we were completely frozen too.
Right.
I'd have somebody else unzip my jackets and stuff, because I couldn't grip my zipper enough. I didn't have any finger strength left.
Wow.
Oof.
It was bad. And my hands hurt for days.
Yeah, mine
days.
too.
That's scary.
Yep.
Now it's just a cool story.
So you got a cool story out of it. You almost lost your finger, but you got a cool story.
But I have
shot
them
a
all,
limit.
so it's fine. And we shot a limit
Of all greenheads.
But yeah, I mean, looking forward to tomorrow, and then we'll just see what that brings, and then our last day will be Sunday, and that's going to kind of be, I think the weather gets warmer.
Yeah.
Like we might get above 0 degrees for
It's still cold,
for a
but
temperature.
I think a balmy 5.
Oh,
Balmy 5.
might not have to wear all my clothes then if it's
Yeah.
5 degrees. So it's just, man, it's just a brutally cold time that we're here.
It is. I mean, usually it's fairly nice when you guys are here.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I was talking to Logan about it earlier today, and it's like, man, for the last 3 or 4 trips, like we've come up and it's just been lights out. It's just been timed perfect. It's been great. It's like, all right, well, I guess it's time for us to have a little bit of something not go exactly our way, right?
Right.
It's a part of hunting, and everyone has had those times where it can be tough, and you just deal with the elements that are thrown at you, and we still have a good time. And the big important thing, and we were discussing it yesterday too, and the day before, is like, it's just about this right here.
Sure.
Being able to see the people that you only get to see once a year and hanging out and
Meet
no
new
matter
people.
what. Yeah, no matter what, you shoot 1 goose or you shoot 25 geese, like we're having a ball.
You bet.
Absolutely.
We're having a ball.
For sure.
What kind of decoy spread are you doing with the cold temps like this, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, like today, we ran all your guys' full bodies and sleeper shells. I think for me personally tomorrow, I won't be with you guys. I'm just gonna run all sleepers. I think maybe a dozen and a half full bodies, but pretty much just all sleepers.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to run 10 or 12 dozen sleepers, and then like I said, we'll probably throw out 5 dozen full bodies and just make it look comfy.
Natural. And
Mm-hmm.
Are we hunting with Garrett tomorrow?
Yes,
will
we're
be.
gonna hunt with Garrett tomorrow.
Good deal.
Yep.
I think
Yeah, I
Rob's
guess-
gonna join us on Sunday, so that'll be cool.
You're gonna be able to hunt
I'm
Sunday.
gonna get out Sunday.
Finally,
Yeah.
good. It wouldn't be an official trip unless you came out and hunted with us.
Heck yeah.
Good deal.
Rally gars all day.
Yeah, that was a good question, Q. It's that there are things that come with the territory of hunting cold, and we like to utilize sleeper shells a lot at home because we're opening up ice and setting the sleeper shells on the ice and stuff, and it's a very good tactic in the snow to make your spread look extra comfortable too. Like, man, there's a bunch of birds out there. They're trying to sit. They're comfortable. They're melting the snow to be able to get down to the feed.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you can run a ton of sleeper shells, dude, I think if we had 30 dozen sleeper shells, I'd probably run them
man.
tomorrow.
That would be sweet.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
It's always awesome until you got to bend over and pick them all up. And then, like, it's not so awesome
Yeah,
on
this
the
isn't
back,
so
but-
great anymore. Yeah, man, being able to run 30 or 40 dozen sleeper shells would
That'd be
be
a
sweet.
sweet-
I'd
that'd
like
be
to
a
see
sweet
that from
spread.
the air. It would be super cool. But we're gonna run 12 or 10 or whatever we have.
Yeah, I think it'll do the trick. I don't think you have to be big tomorrow. I think like sitting for 2 days when they come out, they're
Yeah.
gonna be hungry.
Yeah,
I think 10, 12 dozen be just perfect.
cool. Well, it sounds like we got our game plan for tomorrow, and I mean, I wouldn't be lying if I said that I wasn't excited about sleeping in a little bit too.
Ooh,
a little extra,
yes.
couple hours of sleep, and I think what our game plan for tomorrow is we're gonna get up and then we're gonna go. Is there a good place to eat
Get some
breakfast here?
breakfast.
Like I want some B's and G's and some bacon and
Truck stop maybe.
Huh?
Are
Okay.
they still open?
Yeah, we
They still
just
there?
ate there.
Yeah.
What
do
was
they
it,
do
yesterday?
breakfast though?
I think so.
They do.
I think, don't quote me on
Yeah,
it.
the limited
Deacons,
menu.
Deacons does,
Deacons has
yeah.
pretty good breakfast.
They got
Okay.
they got B&G.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you're gonna go sit in the cold, it's an excuse, right? You're like, I need the calories. I'm burning them off. I'm cold. Like it's just an excuse to eat terrible.
Yeah.
All right, so
Whatever
good.
works.
sleep in, breakfast, set up at 10, shoot a limit by 2, come home.
Yeah.
And watch the Chiefs.
Repeat.
Watch the Chiefs.
Ooh.
What time do they play
Playoff
tomorrow?
football. I think
6:30.
6:30.
Yep.
Yeah.
6:30.
So,
Our time, right?
Yeah, 'cause it's-
Central
it-
time because we're on Mountain here.
I thought it was 7:30 Central Time. We're gonna need to
That's
double
it?
check that.
Okay.
Can we get someone from the Peanut Gallery over there to give us a
Get an
confirmation?
official kickoff.
Not that
I'll
the
look
people
real
watching
quick
this really
while
care
I'm-
because it's
While I'm looking real quick, we still need to know a little bit more about Rob.
Rob.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, people don't really know about you, Rob.
It's probably a good thing.
Man of mystery.
Yeah. How
It's-
long you been here at High Plains?
This is my 18th year at High Plains.
Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's awesome.
Crazy. I
The
started-
OG.
Yeah, I was young.
The OG.
Not anymore. Yeah. Yep. 18 years and still going strong.
Yeah. Have you always lived here in Wyoming?
We moved out here when I was young. We
Okay.
came from eastern Nebraska, but pretty much from about the time I was like 5 or 6 on.
Gotcha.
And then went away to college and then came back. And
Always been a goose guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
loved waterfowl. We came from pheasant country back in
Yeah.
eastern Nebraska. We
Yep.
used to do that all the time. And waterfowl was something new when we moved out here. And we got in with the people that lived across the street from us used to farm in Lingle.
Okay.
And he knew that we liked to hunt, and him and my dad got to be pretty good friends, and they got us on some places over on the river in Lingle, and it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Do you get to do much hunting with your dad and stuff anymore?
Yeah.
Or do you?
Yeah. Yep.
And you got how many boys now?
I have one boy, one girl.
Okay.
One boy, one girl. Yep. I got a junior in high school and a 6th grader.
They
Yeah.
get to come out and do the hunting thing. Is the girl into the hunting thing too? Or
She killed her first turkey last year.
really?
Yeah, it was pretty
Awesome.
sweet.
That's
it was
cool.
pretty sweet. But
That's
she's
super cool.
we teach her from a dungeon in the
Yeah.
house. Yeah, we don't let her out.
Right?
No, we do.
I
but
know. It's you got a short leash.
Reluctantly.
Short leash.
Yes, short leash, but no, it's great. I got great kids, and I get to be able to hunt with my dad and
That's awesome.
get to share a pit with those guys. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Do the guiding thing and
Yeah,
man,
Yep.
it's a blast. We love it when we get to hunt with you. It's kind of when we come out, it's we have we get to hunt with you, or we get to hunt with Zach, or Cliff is out of town this week. So typically we get to see Cliff, and it's just we look forward to our days, not only because we all get to hang out, right? Go and drink a couple beers after a hunt, or hang around here at the house, but also the days that we get to spend, like, yes, we get to do one hunt with Rob, we get to do one hunt with Zach, we get to do one hunt with Garrett or Cliff or any of them, so it's nice. I'm glad that you'll be able to come out tomorrow.
yeah, it'll be fun.
Sweet.
Sunday.
My God, dude, I need to go to bed.
You're getting old, Dice.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, and for me, it's just good to get to know you guys, and this is my first time here, and you guys do it right. First class operation, and
Appreciate that.
and obviously the hunting today isn't what we want, but again, we had a blast, and that's just hunting, and for us, it's about the relationships and having a good time, and
Sure. And even if you're sharing the pit with people like we're talking about around here, the long days don't feel like long days.
When you're having a bad day of hunting,
Yeah.
it's not a bad day when you're with the right people.
right, and you look at your watch and you're like, well, wow, it's already 2:00.
Yeah.
It goes fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You're gonna get to come over tomorrow to watch the Chiefs game.
I think so. We got girls basketball at 12 and 2, I think, and it went from one town to the other, so it's actually closer.
Sweet.
So
Yeah.
I should be back in town. So
We will have a party after we shoot a bunch of limits all day. Everybody
20
shoots all their
honkers.
limits. Every
Yeah.
group. Be good.
I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed.
I'm gonna
I
keep
think it's
all of them.
doable. I mean, if they fly, it's dang sure doable.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I like hunting in some extreme weather.
Sure.
Unless it's rain, then I'm not really
Yeah, I hate rain.
not really into the rain.
Yeah.
We've had to hunt in a lot of rain this year, and it's
Yeah.
not been fun.
No. I can do snow, I can do cold. I hate rain.
Make it free.
Wind.
Yeah, make it freezing, and then we'll be fine
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that will wrap it up. We'll get back with you guys tomorrow, and you can see how the hunt turned out for the day. Want to remind you again, we're giving away that pair of Alpha Shields from Tetra. So you know what to do. Be subscribed, like, comment, follow along. Check out the hunt from today. That's on YouTube right now, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. So for me and all the rest of the guys here at High Plains and Heartland Waterfowl, we thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Tetra Hearing for putting on the Behind the Blind podcast. Good night. I'm going to bed.